All right, we are on to the topic of body planes and body positions. So we're going to be talking about various planes and positions of the human body. This is kind of a short lesson, but we'll see. All right, again, here are the standards and objectives. If you really want to read these thoroughly, please pause the video. All right, so anatomical position. So I'm going to back up for a second, show you anatomical position. Anatomical position looks like this. Notice how my hands are, okay, like this. Okay, this is anatomical position. All right, but we're going to talk about it. That's what you can see in that picture, but let's talk about it. The body is erect, upright. You're standing up. The face is anterior, so I'm not like this. I'm not turning around like this. Not like this. Face anterior. Palms are anterior, so remember I took a moment and showed you. Arms are at your side, right? So my arms weren't like this or like this or like this, okay? Arms are at my side, lowered at my side. The legs were close together, right? I was not standing with my legs wide apart. Feet are parallel. So my feet, I don't want them like this. Okay, the feet are going to be parallel to each other, not like this or like this. And the toes are anterior, so your toes would be pointing forward. Why do we use anatomical position? Well, it provides a common position as reference for using anatomical language. So whenever anatomical terms are used, always picture the body in anatomical position. So if I say the cut is superior to the wrist, which is carpal, you don't have to wonder, like, was the person holding their arm like this, or is it like this, or like this? No, you always assume the body is in anatomical position. All right, then we have other positions of the body. We can be supine, which is lying down face up. So supine has UP, has up in it. So supine, face up. Prone, lying down, face down, okay? Now we're going to talk about some other body planes, and this has to do with sectional anatomy. So we're imagining slices through the body to look at internal organization. Now we're not really physically slicing the body normally. We're usually using imaging techniques like MRIs and CT scans that will allow sections to be viewed without surgery. So I don't have to cut down the midline of your body to see what it looks like inside. Okay, I can use a CT or an MRI scan to do just that. Okay, but there are different ways that the organs and parts of your body can be spliced in these planes. So let's look at them. First is transverse or horizontal plane. It divides your body into a superior and an inferior part. It does not have to be at the midline. I can have a transverse plane right here. I can have one right here, okay, anywhere. It just means that plane is horizontal. It's also called a cross section. All right, so here's an example of here, the first one, that's through your skull. You can see the eye sockets, okay? And the second one through your abdomen, okay? So transverse section, it does not have to be in the middle of your body, it can be anywhere. It just means it's that horizontal. So transverse, horizontal, same thing. Think of a transverse section at the level of the umbilicus, that's your navel. Name one structure that would be superior. So think of anything. What would be superior? Lots of things. Heart, lungs, eyeballs, nose, mouth, lots of things, okay? It doesn't have to just be in the abdomen. Then we have the frontal plane, also called the coronal plane, okay? And it's going to slice like this. So imagine if you could slice like this and the front of your body would fall away from the back of your body, okay? So it divides the body into an anterior, a front, and a posterior, a back part. Again, it does not have to be right down the middle. It could be anywhere. It just means that it's sliced this vertical way, okay? And here are two examples of a coronal section. This through the skull, and you can see that's actually physically through a brain, so that you can see it can be done in autopsy or when studying those body parts that have been donated. So a coronal plane divides the body into symmetrical halves. Is that true or false? There's the coronal plane. That's false, right? The front is not identical to the back and also doesn't have to be exactly in the middle anyway. And even if it was, it wouldn't be the same. You wouldn't be symmetrical. And then we have a sagittal plane. It divides the body into left and right parts, okay? So there is one that is special. That's the mid-sagittal, and that crosses through the midline, and it divides your body symmetrically. So when I do this, I'm going to have an eye on each side, half of the nose, half of the mouth. Okay, all the way down, it is going to divide symmetrically. And then a parasagittal line is any sagittal plane except for the mid-sagittal. So any of them are called sagittal. That's the big umbrella. Mid-sagittal, that's the specific one. And parasagittal is anything else. Okay, here's a couple of examples of sagittal sections. Again, like this, dividing into left and right. This body plane divides the body into symmetrical halves. So do you remember which one it is? The mid-sagittal, right? Sagittal is just the general umbrella term. Mid-sagittal for that one in particular. Parasagittal is anything except for mid-sagittal. Okay, so mid-sagittal is our answer. And then we have oblique plane. It divides the body along a diagonal plane, any kind of diagonal. But it's rarely used because it's not specific enough. All right, and again, in class, we'll be playing OBLIQUE. Thumbs up. And there you go, an overview of body planes and body positions. And hopefully, again, you learned something new.